Obviously, to start the season tomorrow, and I'm really excited for some of our players. I was thinking about it today. We've got three guys, really two. When you talk about C.J. Bryce and Devin Daniels, who haven't played over a year. Obviously, Blake played a semester at Missouri, but excited about it. We've tried to improve on some things that we didn't do well in the Chihuahua exhibition, and hopefully we're getting there. And I know our guys are obviously tired of practicing against each other, so they're all excited about playing basketball tomorrow. And we're going to play a very good team that's got a lot of tradition. Mount St. Mary's, when you think about them, in the last few years, they've done a tremendous job, and they play very similar to us, where they try to get up and down and obviously pick you up full court. So it should be one of those fun, exciting games. So I'll take some questions for you guys at the time.
Coach, what are you kind of expecting for tomorrow with all these new guys?
Well, I'm excited for them. I'm sure that there'll be a lot of nervous energy when you think about some of these guys. As I talked about, they haven't played in a while. But, with us, the tough thing for us is we got so many guys. And, every day that we practice and anytime we get a chance to play in a game, we're just trying to develop more in chemistry. So I'm looking for chemistry. I'm looking for a lot of different lineups. We'll do the same thing we did in the exhibition game. But I'm excited for these guys.
You mentioned needing to make some improvements from that Chihuahua game. What are some of the things that you guys have been working on leading into the season?
Well, I think I wanted us to do a better job of blocking out. I thought we gave up a few more offensive rebounds that I would like. That being said, when you give up offensive rebounds, you don't get a chance to get out and run as much. I know we scored 111 points in the exhibition, but I want to get out and try to get out and transition a little bit more. So that's one of the things that we've been focusing on, trying to hit people. And, with this group, because they're so new, just communicating more on the court, whether it's on the offensive end or the defensive end.
What does being a good recruiter mean to you? What is the approach that you take when you're sitting down with a kid and trying to convince him to play basketball for your school?
Well, I think you have to, number one, obviously sell your program and your system. That's important. Obviously, we've got a tremendous program that I think that fans obviously love and players love to play in. I think, it's fun for you guys to cover. Then, you talk about a great university, and we certainly have that academically, and just a great place to go to school in Raleigh. So I just think, you have to hit the high points, and you have to try to, get some guys that you feel like fit into what you're trying to do.
How's Braxton, and do you have a timeline on him?
Braxton is doing better. We've actually threw him into one or two drills to try to shoot the basketball. He's still a ways away. I don't know that I have a timetable for you guys. Anytime, obviously, you have surgery on your hand, and luckily for us, it's his off hand. One of the toughest things is to be able to dribble with his left hand and to be able to catch the ball with his, obviously with his left hand and right. So I don't know where he's at. In my mind, I wish he could play tomorrow. But I'm looking at probably 2 or 3 weeks out, hopefully. I'm going to listen to the doctors and the trainers to tell me when he can play, and I hope it's sooner than later. We need him. Surely, we love his leadership. I know he's obviously a good player and can make shots, but I think we miss his leadership more than anything.
Who are some of the guys that you're looking to step up? Obviously, you lose Al Freeman from last year and a couple other guys that could shoot the three. Who are you looking to step up in that role as far as behind the arc this year?
Well, the two guys that played for me last year, they certainly have to do a great job, Torin Dorn and obviously Markel Johnson. But, C.J. Bryce has also played for me for a couple of years. And, Devin Daniels I would like to see play well. I think those four guys really have to play well. And I think everybody who's a, free-spirited, high-energy guy, and everybody loves him. I think his leadership and how hard he plays, I think, our guys can follow that.
Last year, going into the opener, was obviously your first game as head coach here. How did the feeling compare going into this year's opener compared to that?
Well, ask me tomorrow after the game. I don't know yet. I got one more day to prepare. But I'm excited, man. What we did last year, and I told our team the other day, what we did last year was a very special year, especially with some guys who, were coming off a year that they didn't have a lot of success. We don't take it for granted that we won 11 games in the ACC. That's hard to do on any given year. But that being said, that's a totally different team, and I'm excited about this group.
Does this one feel like more like your style of team, your way that you want to play?
Joe, I would say yes. I think we have the pieces to play the way we want to play. But that being said, I don't want to cheat last year's team because we did some great things, and those guys bought into my system, and we actually played our style. What I said earlier was that we probably had about 75% of our system in, and hopefully now we'll get up to 90 to 95%. But I love the way we can play. I keep using the word for this team as versatility, and I think that's what we have in this year's group.
Also, not to cheat last year's team, you had some good picks.
Yes.
Proven picks, somewhat, at least compared to this year's group. Does that concern you? I know everybody's small now, but does it feel like, when you're up late at night tonight worrying about this year, I would assume that might be high on the list of how you can rebound and how you can kind of defend the post? Yeah,
I would say I agree with you, but the big who played the best for us last year was Amir, and he was really coming off a freshman campaign where he didn't have a great year. So, he stepped up. I think the three bigs that I played in the exhibition game, helped me sleep a little better knowing that they could contribute in different ways. When you look at Wyatt, he did a tremendous job rebounding the ball, but he's a great passer, and you can't ignore the way DJ played. DJ did a tremendous job going 7 for 7 from the field. So, those guys will do it in a different way.
With so many new guys on this team, how big of a role is it having someone like Thorndorn who's been here for so long and knows how ACC basketball works?
Well, in college basketball, if you can stay older, or in this situation you can stay experienced, I think that's better. We have some older guys, but what we don't have is game experience. So having him to, as a guy who's been through the wars and obviously played in the system and been able to benefit from the way we played last year, it's huge for us because his leadership's going to be important for some guys that have never really went through a season of NC State basketball.
With the athletes you guys have, you'll be able to get some offense out of the defense, but are you also curious how they'll do in the half-court sets?
Well, we're trying to, I know we want to be an up-tempo team and we want to get out in transition. But unfortunately, the other team has scouting reports also. And so, we've worked really hard trying to be efficient in the half court, and we expect to see early on, especially with Braxton out, a good dose of some zone sometime and then some man-to-man. So we've worked on trying to be better in the half court.
Obviously, C.J. Bryce and what he can do. Is there anything that you're maybe looking to have him try differently here, that he has a different group of guys around him than you did in Wilmington?
No, I just want him to play. Different. He averaged. Hey, listen, if he can average 17 points a game at this level, then I'm great with him. But I just want, I try to create an atmosphere where our guys try to play loose. I give him tremendous offensive freedom without getting crazy, and I hope he just plays the way he plays.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Y'all want more? I don't want to cut you off because you act like you want.
What do you like about Daniels and the way that he played the other night?
Well, I love the fact that he's super aggressive. He loves to play the game. If I had to tell you 3 or 4 guys that stay in the gym, then Devin would be one of those guys. But, he's developed a more of a consistent outside shot. He's making shots. He's driving the ball to the hole. And I thought he did a tremendous job, which I challenged him earlier on the defensive end. That first 4 or 5 minutes, he had like 7 or 8 deflections by himself. So I like how aggressive he is. Thanks, guys. Y'all been good.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Hey, if y'all don't like this, send a comment card, okay? Send it to Craig and Fred.